It's time to join Huck and Dave for 1 hour of educational news and conversation. They will discuss the current events that you are not going to hear on the mainstream media. The left wants to silence our free speech and take away our liberties. Huck and Dave want to open up the lines of communication and allow you, our listeners, to speak about what America wants. Call Huck and Dave for open discussions at 504-556-9696, or you can reach them at libertyorlockdown.live. Now, let's go live and direct to Huck and Dave for Liberty or Lockdown.
Live and direct here at WGSR 990. This is Huck.
I love the way he goes, now let's
Huck and Dave. We're here every Thursday, 5 p.m., Liberty or Lockdown. August will be 5 years, Dave. We've been here 5 years, plugging away.
Holy mackerel.
Yes, And so today we're going to have our legislative liaison, Susie Labry, with Louisiana Sunshine. Give us a call, and that number here at the studio is 504-556-9696, and we'll be debriefed on some of the bills that have gone through, that passed, or if they've been killed in the House and Senate committees. It's interesting. We're off to the races. A lot of good bills and a lot of bad bills. And people don't pay attention enough. You really, really, really need to tune in to what's going on in the House and the Senate and be more active so that we can get rid of a lot of this woke agenda.
Well, I am not sure when the House session ends. Are you? Maybe Susie.
When it ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the date from Susie.
Okay. Because I really want to have a sit down with my representative and talk to him about stuff like the 4 constitutional amendments and ask him to please use his influence as a member of the legislature to separate the things out so we see what we're voting for. Those constitutional amendments, number 2 affected about 35 different things. No, 2 should affect one thing, 3 should affect one thing, 4 should affect one thing, and so forth.
Yes, and Governor Landry was 4-4 and 4 and 4 and 4, all of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's a little dispute going on between him and the insurance commissioner, Tim Temple, but we need to get it right, and the prices of insurance needs to drop. That's not even an argument. What's going on here is unfair to us.
Absolutely.
And they need to do whatever needs to be done to drop the premiums so we can, afford insurance. I know Swisher was saying you can't even get insurance on a record truck. It's astronomical.
Wow. Didn't know that.
So we are welcoming calls today. That number again is 504-556-9696. All right, Dave, what do we have?
Well, have you heard people complain about Trump imposing tariffs? I think if you haven't been living under a rock, you've heard complaints, right?
Yes.
People say, why is he
They
doing
hate
that?
it.
And you know what I heard? Somebody complaining about, well, why do you impose tariffs on goods but not on services? It's separate categories. Come on, give the man a break. He's trying to deal with one thing, and when that's settled, then he'll maybe deal with another thing. I don't know. I'm not the president. I don't know what's going on. But his method seems to be tear down, start over, build up. That's what he's doing with the tariffs on goods. Give him a little bit of while, huh?
Yeah, give him the opportunity to prove that his method doesn't work before you hate the man. Elon Musk said it best the other day. He said the reason why they hate Elon and hate him and want to kill him and want to burn down Tesla buildings is because he went in and shut the valve off where they were receiving funding themselves illegally. They were taking our tax dollars, he said. So they're mad at him for stopping their, spigot. I mean, it was wide open. They were able to, for decades, lining their pockets, just wealthy. And here we are, and I'm going to use the word slaves. We are slaves to this system, working our tails off. They're taking almost 50% of our income so that they can live high on the hog. Yeah. And they're mad at him for that reason because he stopped it.
here's I don't know, a $20 word, maybe with inflation, it's $25 word. Disingenuous. Okay,
Very,
means sneaky.
very.
Okay. Who's getting mad about it? It's the people who are getting money from the government disingenuously. They don't want the government to be efficient. DOGE stands for Department of Government Efficiency. They don't want it efficient because that means they're not going to get their little kickbacks.
No, they don't want it to be efficient. They love the way it's been for the last several decades, 100 years. I mean, we have 160-year-old people getting paid
Yeah.
on Social Security, and all of that's close. What I want to know, I want them to take it a step further, and I want them to find out who was receiving the checks. And
Yeah.
I want those people to be indicted. I want to see people lined up and going to prison for stealing our tax dollars.
Yeah.
Because here we have, and I'm a little aggravated with my friend Danny McCormick, who's a representative who I like. He's a friend, he's a fellow brother in Christ, but I am not happy with him right now because he wants to kill the film tax credits. He actually put out a bill to kill the film tax credits. Now, any of you know, I'm a film family, married a film guy. This is what we do for our living.
Yeah.
It's how we put a roof over our head and pay for our son's tuition and, everything we do. And he's an oil guy. So how would he like it if I put a bill together to kill the tax credits for the oil company?
Yeah.
He said he's for film, but he doesn't want us to get the tax credit. My point in bringing this up is those people have been lining their pockets with our tax dollars, and you're telling me that you can't give us a tax break?
Yeah.
It's a crime.
So if it's adding new jobs, it seems like that would be appropriate for a tax.
We have 10,000 film families here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And billions of dollars of revenue have gone back into the community for, almost 20 years or 15, 20 years. It's been a long time that we've done well. And to kill it would be a crime. And they're always talking this big game. We want to bring more people, into Louisiana, but you're forcing our children to move to Texas and to other states because they can't get a job here. How many people are in film that even like John Swisher and Susie Labry, they do extra work? They can't even get a job. That bill that he authored needs to be killed right out of committee. And I pray for Wagasback, the president of I think it's Louisiana Film. He is doing a great job, and we really appreciate him fighting for film family.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that's going to bring jobs into the state is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, did you know how there are so many people that just can't stand Elon Musk, and it's an offshoot of TDS, trunk derangement syndrome.
Yes, it is.
Well, people complain. Here's this unelected person who's imposing all of these things that are costing us so much money. Wait, think back a few years ago. How about Anthony Fauci? Who elected him?
Yeah, I have a video on Fauci. When we take a break, I'm going to get our producer to play that video. Good segue. We're going to go on a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Liberty or Lockdown.
Something happened here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. Like it's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Like it's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speak their mind.
Listen each weeknight from 7 to 9 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Parr here on WGSO 990 AM.
Real Talk with Revolution is back. This is Effie, and I've brought along some new friends.
Nikki D here. We'll be talking real estate, real life, and everything in between.
Please join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WGSO 990 AM and streaming live at WGSO.com.
Hey, Mimi, we love Wednesdays, but we're moving to a new time.
Listen to He Said, She Said, Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
As usual, we'll be discussing and debating the hot topics.
and taking your phone calls.
You can find out who's right. Of course, that's me.
No, wait, Jeff, I'm never wrong. Remember, happy wife, happy life.
So we'll have a lot to talk about on He Said, She Said,
Listen to the Crew of Crew Air Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
right here on WGSO.
Hi, this is Rusty from the Olive Branch Cafe. The Olive Branch Cafe pizzas, pastas, and salads are the West Bank's favorites. We use only the freshest ingredients and prepare everything daily, like our lasagna, Caesar salad with our homemade Caesar dressing, and signature pizzas, including our Cajun trio, smoked sausage, chicken, and crawfish. Our lunch menu includes wraps, subs, soups, and salads, and everything starts at less than $12. West Bank born, West Bank raised, West Bank proud. The Olive Branch Cafe, Marrero and Algiers.
Tired of placing multiple calls to multiple vendors and getting the runaround? Turn to one resource who can get it done. Sir Speedy. We provide a wide spectrum of print, signs, and marketing services, all backed by more than 5 decades of experience. So when you need that new brochure, direct marketing campaign, or signage to promote your brand, give us a call at 504-586-9812 or visit us online at sirspeedyneworleans.com. Everything you need, one resource, Sir Speedy.
You might be afraid to speak out for fear of cancel culture or losing your job. Christian Garrett Show on WGSO is your platform. Noon to 2 weekdays right here on 990 AM WGSO. FBI, open up!
Just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible.
Tyranny in the USA.
We warned about this years ago.
I'm Tom Coates.
I'm Michelle Goldman.
We're
Baldy
Baldy
and the
Blonde.
Blonde. Wednesdays at 4 on WGSO. Follow us on X at Baldy Blonde.
That's not America.
I'm pet trendologist Charlotte Reed. Listen to the Pet Buzz airing every Saturday at 6 p.m. on WGSO 990 AM, the community voice of the Crescent City.
From the wackos on the left to the magas on the right, they know I'm beating Kamala. This race won't even be tied. Her policies are nutso. She's out her goddamn mind. She just repeats the same thing, regurgitating her lines. She thinks that immigration without paperwork is good. Clearly not too much power underneath Kamala's hood. Borders are.
All right. So we left off on the Fauci thing, right?
Yeah. When Fauci was in, he ordered us what to do and what not to do. And a lot of people got arrested because they were not following the mask mandates and stuff. Well, people are upset. They say nobody elected Musk. Who elected Fauci?
Nobody elected Fauci. I was one of those people that nearly got arrested multiple times for not wearing a mask at CVS. I mean, they were about to put me in handcuffs. And
yeah.
I had a doctor's note from Dr. Little.
And this was something that had a 98.8% survival rate.
Okay, so this is going to make a lot of you very angry, but you already knew this, but it validates what we knew on the 100th degree, and it made me furious when I listened to this. Go ahead, let's play that clipping.
And this is who?
Or
who's it about?
This is just listen to it.
Okay.
Warned the world that there is an experimental drug called remdesivir that will be responsible for their death. Yeah, I explained the entire way in which everyone with COVID-19 being diagnosed in the hospital, how they died between day 1 and day 9. Everybody died on day 9 of a 10-day treatment with remdesivir. Yeah, they called it an antiviral drug. Dr. Anthony Fauci claimed in May of 2020 it was found safe and effective in a drug trial in Africa a year earlier in 2019. And he hyperlinked the study in his memo to all hospitals. I happened to be retired. I opened the link to read the study about this drug I'd never heard of. And imagine my shock that in that trial in Africa a year before COVID, it killed 53% of all people they gave it to. And the safety board for the trial had suspended the use of remdesivir in that trial at month 6 and notified the funders that this drug is too deadly and too toxic. We're not using it anymore against Ebola patients. Guess who I discovered in that research study was the funder of that Ebola trial in Africa in 2019.
Oh.
Dr. Anthony Fauci and his department at the NIH.
Oh,
So he lied to the entire Congress, lied to the entire American people, and told you that the drug was found safe and effective against Ebola, when in fact the Independent Safety Board deemed it too deadly, too toxic, and it pulled it from the trial. America should be furious.
America should be furious. Everybody should be furious. And everyone, they shouldn't even be playing with this. Remdesivir shouldn't even be allowed to be,
And
should
yet-
never have been allowed to be administered. It was administered to my biological dad when he caught COVID, and I was right there by his bedside. And when they told me they were giving him remdesivir, I told them, no, you're not doing that. They gave him 1 dose, and that was it. We cut it off. Had he been given the 9 doses, he'd be dead.
Yeah. There were a number of treatments that were found effective by some of the guests we've had on the program, and they were not allowed. Remdesivir was the only, well, I don't know if it was the only one. But it was
Ivermectin was not allowed.
yeah. And then budesonide.
I snuck in ivermectin and gave it to him.
So
And the doctor who was trying to give him remdesivir was livid. He was angry when we refused the ventilator and when we refused the remdesivir. He was livid.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally tried intentionally to kill people. These people's medical license need to be revoked. They shouldn't even be practicing. So anyway, I thought you'd enjoy that clipping. It'll be on our website later on if you want to take a look at that. It is.
So who does this guy Musk think he is? He was never elected. Neither was Fauci.
That's right.
Yeah. Musk is an unpaid advisor to the president. And as a matter of fact, Musk has said he's pulling back from Doge, which
Yes.
he's not being paid for. And I'm kind of glad from a financial perspective, because when he took over, Tesla stock dropped precipitously. There's another $20 word for you. And so I bought 100 shares of the Tesla stock. And now that he made the announcement that he's going to be pulling back from Doge, it's up like $40 a share from a few days ago.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still censoring us. I won't be surprised if YouTube tries to censor this video because we're mentioning these commercials and, putting these videos in here about remdesivir and ivermectin. But the truth is they're finding out that ivermectin cures cancer, and that if you take ivermectin and you put it on your arm and you have skin cancer, I'm reading articles about it healing people. I'm not a physician, so I don't know the validity of it, but I certainly would try it. Wouldn't you? Why not? I think I might even go that route before I do chemotherapy, if given the option. Even if I wasn't given the option, I think I'd try that route. I firmly believe in it.
well, I'm not a medical person, but
Neither one of us
I would
are.
try
Yeah.
anything that might work.
That's correct. All right, real quick, we have a couple of callers on the line. Can you wait 1 second,
I
Dave?
can certainly
Let's
wait.
go ahead and take Matthew.
Is Matthew there?
Matthew. Susie. Okay,
Can you hear
Matthew.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
So the film tax credit, I saw something about that. I asked Susie for a bill number so I can tell Stagney, no, please no. And my state senator, whose name escapes me, no, please no. What is that bill number? Or
So
did it
why
just
don't
bill
you
the
hold real quick and let me get Susie. She's on the line. Can we put Susie on the line with Matthew? Susie, you hear Matthew. Do we know the bill number? This is Susie Labry, our legislative liaisons with Louisiana
Susie.
Sunshine. Hello.
Well, hello there.
This is Matthew, one of our callers. Matthew wants to know if we know the bill number to Danny McCormick's House bill to kill the tax credits for film.
House Bill 519.
All right.
519. Okay. So I
Excellent.
will ask Stagney, please say no.
Yes.
That's ask him nicely.
Yeah.
We're fighting that bill. The author is, we just said the author's name, McCormick, Representative McCormick.
Yeah, he's pretty good on stuff, but this is a result of what we call conservatism, which is the government spending money on nothing.
Yeah.
I'm an old
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you. The Lord bless you.
I'm an old-fashioned conservative. Matthew, if you still hear me, and Mark, I'm an old-fashioned conservative when it comes to family values, but I'm not a fiscal conservative to the point where you remove tax credits to have an industry die, whether it's the Main Street or the film industry, especially when they have a return on investment.
Exactly.
And it gets left when you go that far, and that you have to. I'm for less taxes, but not total taxes. I mean, I'm for a decent tax, but I'm not a total fiscal conservative because we need services like street police and fire if there's a way to pay them. But I'm against talking taxes. I'm against all kinds of taxes. But anyway,
well, this is giving back to the people.
Money.
It's a tax credit.
That's it. It's a tax credit, and the likes of McCormick and other legislators, they see it as corporate welfare. No, it says can be taxed $7 instead of $10, or $70 instead of $100, because we can afford to tax at $70, but we can't afford it at $100, and that's what people just don't understand.
Well, what about the corporate welfare to the oil guys? They get tax incentives and tax credits, and isn't he an oil guy? So what if we cut their tax credits off? Would he like that? No. Why? Because it helps his industry and feeds his family.
Yeah. Well, I'm for tax credits for anybody with a positive return on investment that needs a job going on, there's an economy going on, et cetera, It
helps it. It's booming. It makes it boom. And when you take it away, it kills it. And so that's what's happening right now. We're going to go on a quick break, Susie Labry, and I have John Odell on the line with, I think it's LouisianaMAGA.org. When we come right back, we'll take John and we'll bring on Susie in a few minutes after. This is Liberty or Lockdown.
Yeah, okay.
With scalp irritation or inflammation of the scalp, flaky scalp, or loss of hair, there's a new treatment out there called Therapy. Call Scott Isbell on Magazine Street, 504-595-5009. $3.99 per session, meaning about 3 sessions. That's 504-595-5009. Scott Isbell. Hello, Christian Patriots. Want to invest in gold and silver at cost? Well, you've come to the right place. At Cost Metals. At costmetals.com, you can purchase gold and silver at much lower prices than the leading metals exchangers. Call 905-469-1188 or email talk@wgso.com or flamingconservative@wgso.com. And right now, at Cost Metals has a new corner, the Trump assassination corner. If you do not want to miss this corner, at costmetals.com.
Hey folks, it's Jeff Pruitt. I've been with WGSO for 17 years as host and now president and general manager. WGSO is a community-based radio station, a nonprofit, locally operated. We believe in cultivating local talent and emphasizing local programs. If you have an interest in hosting your own program, then we have some prime spots available for you. Take advantage of this great offer. Email me at jeff@wgso.com or call me at 504-669-6076. Come fulfill your radio dreams at WGSO.
Hello, this is Jack Flake. I want to thank all my listeners and the support I get here at WGSO for making our program, the Jack Flake Show, successful. Along with that success has come a change in time zones. No, we're not moving to the Pacific time zone, but we are changing the time of our show. Now, for the immediate future, we will be 4 to 6 p.m. every Friday afternoon. Callers are welcome. That's the Jack Flake Show, Fridays at 4 p.m. Thanks for listening.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. Less than a month after voters rejected a constitutional amendment that included permanent teacher pay raises, Louisiana lawmakers are advancing a bill to increase teacher salaries. Lafayette Representative Josh Carlson's bill would require school districts to use savings from eliminating 3 state trust funds to provide $2,000 raises for teachers and $1,000 for support staff.
Every year we're not debating this and trying to say, okay, well, this year are we going to do a stipend? And okay, next year are we going to do a stipend? And we don't have it budgeted. Where are we going to pull money from to be able to do it?
The measure received approval from the House Education Committee. If it receives full legislative approval, voters will have to approve it. But this time, the constitutional amendment will only focus on teacher pay. Another step toward rail service between New Orleans and Mobile, Alabama has been taken. The name of the route was announced today. Amtrak Mardi Gras service will run twice daily from each location with stops in Pascagoula, Biloxi, Gulfport, and Bay St. Louis. Service is set to begin this summer. LRN.
Jeff Landry is working hard to bring down outrageous insurance costs. Jeff is holding both trial lawyers and insurance companies accountable because they are both to blame. Last year, Governor Landry signed 27 bills to fix insurance and fight lawsuit abuse. This year, Governor Landry is fighting for more to stop frivolous lawsuits, stop uninsured drivers from suing, and end trial lawyer ads that promote a culture of suing. Landry listened to insurance companies and signed into law nearly every bill they promised would drive rates down. Well, insurance broke their promise and rates went up. Now Landry is trying something new. Hold insurance companies accountable when rates go up. Our insurance commissioners should have the power to reject their rate hikes when they rake in billions in profit. To learn about Governor Landry's plan to fix our insurance crisis, visit fixthecrisis.la, paid for by Protect Louisiana Values.
If you're suffering with scalp irritation and inflammation of the scalp, and flaky scalp, or loss of hair, there's a new treatment out there called Carabine. Call Spot Isabel on Magazine Street, 504-595-5009. $3.99 per session. You'll need about 3 sessions. That's 504-595-5009. Spot Isabel. Hello, Christian Patriots. Want to invest in gold and silver at cost? Well, you've come to the right place. At Cosmetals. At cosmetals.com. You can purchase gold and silver at much lower prices than the leading metals exchanges. Call 95-469-1188 or email talk@wgso.com or play me conservative at wgso.com. And right now, At Cosmetals has a new coin, the Trump assassination coin. You do not want to miss this coin. At Cosmetals.com.
Hey, do you ever wonder who really listens to talk radio? Or even, who is this new Lisa and why are we going live with her? And what does it mean to be unscripted? Hey guys, my name is Lisa Leonardi and I am the new talk show host of Live with Lisa Unscripted. My show is about living our unique NOLA life with a touch of inappropriateness and a ton of side-splitting laughs to get you home every Monday at 4 p.m. here on WGSO 990 AM.
Yo, what's up, New Orleans? This is The Whistle. I'm Jay. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. on WGSO AM 990.
And around the world, www.gso.com.
The Only Good Vibes News Network, your source of positive news.
We're bringing you good news and good vibes.
Every Thursday at 4 p.m. on 990 AM WGSO.
And streaming around the world on all your favorite devices.
All right, so I wanted to speak with John Odell. John, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you for holding. I appreciate you so much.
Sure.
So I just want to give you an opportunity to talk to our listeners for a minute. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with it's LouisianaMAGA.org.
MAGA Louisiana.
MAGA Louisiana. Okay, I have to correct that. All day I kept saying it backwards. All right, I knew you were going to correct me. MAGALouisiana.org.
All one word, no spaces, no hyphens.
Okay, I will correct that on our website too. I put the other way, but go ahead.
Okay, fantastic. Well, last a couple of weeks ago, we released our first printed newspaper / mini tabloid asking Nancy to listen to President Trump. That's Nancy Landry, our Secretary of State, and a message going out to her to listen to the advice the President's giving repeatedly to governors, to election people, people who are interested in election integrity. And tonight I'm going over to Bistro Orleans to discuss this with the Tea Party folks over there. So I'm really excited to speak with folks. We are a consortium of roughly 13 organizations across the state that are coming together on this, including LACAG and some of the Republican groups, Louisiana Republican Assembly, Governmental State to some extent. And we're just trying to knit together this wide group of patriots across our state, Shreveport to down here. And there will be more tabloids coming out in the future to apply pressure to the reluctant officials who don't seem to want to follow the president's advice on this. I don't know. They don't appear to be working for him or for us in many cases.
No, they're not. I've known it for quite some time. That's why they kicked me out.
Yeah.
Once you discover that they're not on our team, they're not on any team for the people. They're on their own team. It's establishment, both left and right. It's unbelievable. That's why people call it the uniparty. And they're very serious about that because there's a deep state swamp and a deep state establishment, and they work together and against the voters. And that Dominion machine has Chinese parts, and China should not be able to, we can't even get into the machines, right? And they're not audited either. We don't have an audit on our elections, so we don't know if you actually won. And I don't believe Jacqueline Maloney really won that seat. I think it was, given to her because she was a good pedophile protector, the way I feel, because I've seen what she's done. I don't think a lot of these judges are up and up, and that's what they did with Trump. These liberal left judges and these terrible, horrible, vile Republican judges who do not protect our children, but yet they get in those seats. And this is what we're all doing. MAGA Louisiana, from the top to the bottom to the boot, from the east, the west, the north, and south, coming together so that Nancy Landry, Jeff Landry, and all the establishment Republicans have to listen to the voters, correct?
Absolutely. They have to serve. They're there to serve the people, not their own interests. And I'm really finally coming around to believing that. And the other thing is they are reluctant supporters of the president. And behind
that's crazy.
I don't believe these people really, really support our president. And I definitely don't think they are populist, nationalist, populist, national economists at all. They want to keep this thing going. But anyway, this electronic election equipment, now they're trying to slip in an electronic poll book into the Appropriations Committee and bypass the normal process for bidding on election equipment. And it's pretty disingenuous, I think is the word, right? that I'm looking for. And so anyway, yeah, there's clearly a lot of backroom wheeling and dealing going on right now. A lot of stuff going on behind closed doors, and it's a far thing from a transparent operation. They want to keep us out of this process, and we're not going to let them. And then, of course, there's that latest poll, Rasmussen poll. What was it, February 28th, something like that. That shows that 56% of Americans would be willing to hand count ballots at their
absolutely.
So the thing is, we got to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Dave, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay. Well, listen, I heard Nancy Landry didn't like y'all's newsletter last week, our newsletter last week, because I'm a part of that MAGA, MAGALouisiana.org. And if you want to subscribe and join, just go to magalouisiana.org and join us, join the cause, and help us get the newsletters out to the voters.
She has that advertisement or the announcement on saying that we have the second most secure elections in the state. Yeah, I don't believe it.
I'm going to call her a liar.
Yeah.
Well, that's according to the Heritage Foundation, and they have a very poor system of doing that evaluation, and a lot of it relies on information provided by the people being audited. So, what do you expect?
And we have 6 people who signed an affidavit that they watched Dr. Douglas Frank hack into the Louisiana system in front of the former Secretary of State, Kyle Ardon. We have 6 witnesses, and they didn't want to do anything about that. And he knows it can be hacked because a white hat hacker hacked it in front of him, I think in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm aware of that situation. You're absolutely right.
Right, so we can prove it.
I need to get into
All
the
right.
meeting here, but
Thank
I'm
you so
glad
much.
to hear Susie Labry's voice. Get her back on. She's
Absolutely.
brilliant. God bless you. God bless her.
All right, and don't forget to give Connie Zimmerman those newsletters to bring to the Women's Republican Luncheon for tomorrow. Thank you so much. All right, Susie Labry, you with us?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I sure am. In fact, I had to text Connie Zimmerman. She's having a meeting too, and I'm glad he reminded me of the meeting tonight. I had to hit 2 meetings since I talked to you 5 minutes ago.
That's right.
Call to action out. So
That's correct. That's over there at the bistro in Metairie. If you're interested in going to a meeting right now, you go to the bistro in Metairie. I think it's on West Esplanade.
yeah, you go. It's not far from where the causeway is. You got to take the causeway and between the causeway and the exit.
So, Susie, talk to us about what's going on in the committee, what bills passed and what bills failed. I know you're not briefed right before my show, so we have a few minutes.
Well, that really helped a lot. I'm going to tell you the biggest victory. We killed House Bill 200 by Representative McMakin, which he wanted to. I call it the Staff Tax Protect Bill. It's like a Roosevelt-style package with all the elected officials and legislators to allow them to be automatically seated on the Republican Party's executive committee without having to run for the seats like we had. Remember how we campaigned so hard for these seats? And
Yes.
he wants to have the legislators in that area and statewide elected officials to automatically get those seats. I'd say not.
Absolutely not.
The party is against it. LAGOP state party is against it. And all the other sister and brother picks are against it. And the Democrats were against it. And thank the Democrats because they don't want that happening in their committees either. This is for us voters, those little people.
Well, you know,
what goes on in the party.
I ran for that PEC in Jefferson Parish twice, and I almost won both times, but you're just a few votes away, but almost doesn't count, right? Only in horseshoes, I think, right?
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Okay, hand grenades too. So I'm of the school where I don't believe judges and should be sitting on those RPACs. I think it should be the people in the neighborhood. I think it should be the voters, not these judges. I don't believe they should be occupying.
There's no judge. It was statewide elected officials like the Secretary of State, Attorney General, and the other state officials like Tim's Insurance and Attorney General and all. And it was legislative and the Board of Elementary, Secondary Education, and the Public Service Commission.
Right. Well, we do know. I do recall that Judge Donald Rowan went to the RPEC and he endorsed Jacqueline Maloney, and it was during that judge race, and Jerry Smith sued the RPEC over it, and he ended up withdrawing that lawsuit. But that was all over judges going to the RPEC and endorsing other candidates. I don't believe those RPECs should be packed with anybody, and that they should be residents or voters on there.
Right. And well, we killed and slaughtered that bill 7-7 tie in the
That's close call.
Affairs Committee. Yeah. I mean, the House and Governmental Affairs Committee, and I'm going to put out a report. You can see the video and the vote count and all that, and the vote breakdown of the House Committee. Another one, we have a victory in some passages. Some bills, Senator Daisy bills, Senate Bill 2, Senate Bill 19, and I think it's 46. I can't remember the numbers because they're all in the same, but we passed the bill in the Senate Health and Welfare last night, late last night, to allow pharmacies to dispense ivermectin, and the other one is take fluoride out the water.
That's Senate Bill 19.
Senate Bill 2, yes, Senate Bill 19. So I get them mixed up.
Senate Fesi. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Liberty or Lockdown.
The type of super trader. I think you need some loving because you sounded like a hater. But I ain't going down like no punk food. Clean up the house, Joe, moving in back soon. Kamala's a clown, Kamala's a clown. So get out and vote, you jump around. Jump around.
If you're suffering with scalp irritation or inflammation of the scalp, with flaky scalp or loss of hair, there's a new treatment out there called Paravine. Call Spot Isabel on Magazine Street, 504-595-5009. $3.99 per session. You'll need about 3 sessions. That's 504-595-5009. Spot Isabel. Hello, Christian Patriots. Want to invest in gold and silver at cost? Well, you've come to the right place. At Cosmetals. At cosmetals.com. You can purchase gold and silver at much lower prices than the leading metals exchanges. Call 985-469-1188 or email pop@wgso.com or flamingconservative@wgso.com. And right now, at Cosmetals has a new corner, Trump assassination corner. You do not want to miss this corner at Cosmetals.com.
Some people in the Louisiana legislature want to permit the teaching of critical race theory in our school. That theory says that if 2 babies are born, one black and one white baby, that the white baby is the mean, racist oppressor of the black baby, and that the black baby is the weak, incompetent victim of the white baby. Unbelievable. Those people say that the innocent white baby by his DNA is bad and racist, and the black baby by his DNA is a weak victim who can never succeed. Only a total fool would believe or accept this idiocy. Yet they want to teach this foolishness to Louisiana's young people. Please call your legislator today and raise some sand. Chicken. Some of them old bars down in the Louisiana legislature are willing to let teachers teach our kids that all white people are inherently racist, and that Louisiana is a racist state, and that America is a racist country. Them old bars are too chicken to stand up for America. They ought to be put out on the chicken farm.
This is Kate Delaney from America Tonight. The show kicks on at midnight, and I'm loving the overwhelming support in New Orleans. What a group of fantastic listeners here on WGSO 990 AM. Join me every morning to catch up on what I call the buzz in your backyard and mine. You'll hear some of the most interesting people on the planet from the world of business, politics, sports, and, well, just intriguing people with a story to tell. If you're around, give us a call. Don't worry, I'll spit out the number plenty of times on the air. Let's agree to meet at midnight right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
All right, Susie Labry, you with us?
Oh, I sure enough am.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. So real quick, let me do a Women's Republican Club of New Orleans luncheon tomorrow, April 25th. The guest speaker is Louisiana State Treasurer John Fleming, candidate for Senate. You can RSVP info@Women's Republican Club of New Orleans.com or text 985-722-7530, and you can attend tomorrow from 11 to 1. Susie, we'll see you there.
That's right. I'm planning on being there. I have a movie premiere tomorrow night, and I'm going to go there right after that. So I got a big day tomorrow. Also, while I'm at it, we have a film industry, not film industry, the cell phone bill. We need to kill that at 9 o'clock Monday morning in the House Transportation Committee. The cell phone bill is back up again.
That's House Bill 519. Yes, House Bill 519 Rep Gloriouso Cell Phone Bill. That's the insurance companies wanting to make it a crime to hold a cell phone while you're driving. I mean, I say we get someone to author a bill and make it a crime to hold mascara while you're driving.
Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say that because I like it. That's a girl out over there.
We'll run.
You're gonna make me stop?
Yeah, we're gonna run that bill next to the cell phone bill. Ladies, do not hold mascara while you're driving. Or if your baby is crying, don't you dare grab a baby bottle and hand it to your baby. I mean, you can't do anything, right? Who are these people to tell you what you can have in your hands? It's really them not wanting to pay when someone gets into a car accident. They want to say, you had your cell phone in your hand, so we're not paying that claim because you have insurance.
Yep. I want also saying that the governor got on board, Tim and all them, and big AAA from up north, the big corporate office, and other insurance, and they and Mother Smith Drunk Driving all band together and had a little so-called press conference on the steps of the Capitol that are pushing this bill. It's Senator Patrick McMakin and Representative Brian Gloriouso.
Well, you're not drunk when you're holding your cell phone. I mean, mad is one thing. Holding your cell phone is completely different. People can multitask. They can hold their cell phone in their hand while they're driving. That's nobody's business. That is infringing in your rights in your vehicle. It's going too far. If they take away your right to hold your cell phone, what else are they taking your right? What else are they taking away from you?
I don't know. I have a hard time walking and chewing gum at the same time.
Well, you should have a license to do that.
Right.
But it's going to be a hard fight because they had expanded the other side, and I got Ed Hartley that is talking to legislators and picking them. So, according to his report, it looks good. He's talking to top legislators already, but we just hope we can keep that up. We have a lot of these new legislators, and now, and the governor's not the strongest thing on the block just because he's the governor. So he's lost Bill's suit, you know.
It's taking away your freedoms. People need to speak up. They need to go. When is this being presented tomorrow again?
Monday morning at the House Transportation Committee in House Room 3. We want to get everybody there and bombard red cars on there. So.
I'm wondering if you go to follow the money, followthemoney.org, if you can find out.
Insurance people.
Yeah. Who's you know.
Notice who's there. Mm-hmm. Listen when he reads the green cards, AAA, and a lot of the insurance people and those insurance people over on the North Shore, they all going to be there. And they big insurance, they the ones, they invite me to come see you.
Is Landry supporting this bill?
Yeah, Landry came out and spoke for it.
That's ridiculous.
He'll lower insurance premiums, but who wants to lower premiums when you can't file a claim? You know what I mean? I don't want to pay a nickel if you can't file a claim.
Yeah.
That's the point I told the Senate to that, yeah.
Keep fighting. We're fighting with you. We'll get the troops out there for you. So that let's talk about the Senate Bill 156, Senator Tom Pressley and Rep Paula Davis, House Bill 506. They're for the in vitro fertilization bill. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're for the in vitro fertilization. They passed the Senate Judiciary A committee as amended by Senator Rick Edmonds.
Edmonds.
Yeah.
That was the Senate Health and Welfare Committee, and that's Senator Rick Edmonds. I think that he wants to water out the bill because it don't mean anything. But in my opinion, I told Paula, I said, I thought the writing was pretty bad, and it's not clear, and because the problem is, if you got transportation between the mom and the lab, people can steal those, they get stored, and transportation to me sounds dangerous to me when you transport something outside of where God intends it to be.
Yeah.
And another reason I don't believe in doing God's work. Let God do His own work, not for man to replace God in His work. If God has a way to do things. And, you know, I'm standing with life and standing with pro-life.
Yes, I do too. And
now-
by the way, Pro-Life and Family Forum are against this bill. This is the Senate Bill 156 and House Bill 506. They're against it. So we'll keep an eye on that.
506 hasn't gone anywhere because it won't need to if Pressley Bill 156 goes through. But they cover each other. Everybody, you know, usually if you have a Senate bill, you have a House bill to cover it. So if this fails, she's probably not going to do it. I think we wouldn't waste the time with it.
Right. Did we talk about House Bill 200, Rep Dixon, McMakin?
Dixon.
That's PAC. That's the PEC bill.
That's the PEC bill. Yeah,
okay.
We killed that 7-7, and we did a beautiful job on it. And everybody I knew in the Republican Party stacked it to all the organizations, conservative organizations, and Democrats, the Democratic legislators. None of them liked it because they thought it was none of their business. They don't think, and we don't think, the legislature should be involved in private party affairs. The parties are private organizations, just like our organization.
Okay, you got like 40 seconds. What you got left?
Well, that's all I have to say. Just look out for my call to action on my Facebook page, on Susie, Labry, and Louisiana Sunshine, and whatever else you see, and whatever emails I can get out.
Oh,
That's
one more.
basically
Senate
it.
Bill 2, remove fluoride from water. It passed the Senate Health and Welfare Committee. Passed 6 yeas and 3 nays, correct? We need to take the fluoride out the water. That's a MAHA. Make America healthy again bill.
Yeah, and that 117 is a good vehicle. And
Right.
46, I have a flow from. I'm going to get a report.
That
out.
bans
Anyway,
ultra-processed
it's
foods. The Senate Bill 117
Right.
removes the processed foods. That's a MAHA bill. All right, thank you, Susie. We love you. The Lord bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Susie Labry, Louisiana Sunshine. You got anything, Dave?
Bye-bye.
All right, so we're packed with bill information today. We're at it again. You know, this is the season, and we'll have our legislative liaison, Susie, back with us, and Christopher Alexander with LA CAG, and we'll just keep y'all posted. But you guys need to call your senators and your representatives to fight these bills. They're out there doing it, and no one's paying them. They're doing it because the Lord's called them to do it. So same thing with Dave and I here at Liberty or Lockdown. We love you, and the Lord bless you. We'll see you next Thursday, every Thursday at 5 p.m.
The hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down